extreme.
Super extreme? Turbo kit? Look, all I want is something affordable for the whole family to be able to cruise the backwoods of the Alaskan wilderness, and maybe something not in camo. Is there someone else that could help me?
When you want a quality ATV or side-by-side without having a PhD in off-roading, head to York Cycles, Alaska's exclusive Kimco dealer. They don't speak turbo and don't believe you have to be super extreme to ride your ATV. They ride because it's fun. York Cycles caters to you, the casual rider, the everyday off-road recreationist, and York Cycles is your one-of-a-kind power sports store offering a variety of Kimco products just for you. Find them at the corner of Lake Otis and 68th or online at yorkcyclesak.com. York Cycles, fun in motion.
You know the jingles some companies play on the radio? You know, the ones that get stuck in your head?
Oh man, do I ever. You mean like...
Dry out system keeps you dry. 3320335.
Yeah, just like that one. I mean, when I hear that jingle, I can't get it out of my head for days. It drives me nuts.
Dude, I totally know what you're talking about, but I was pretty glad they had that catchy jingle last month.
What do you mean?
I mean, right after I heard...
Dry out systems keeps you dry. 3320335.
I had some pipes break in my home, and my septic backed up. Talk about stressful.
Oh, man. What'd you do?
I just started humming. And I was able to remember the number to dry out systems. Did you know they have a 30-minute response time to water, fire, and mold emergencies? And they're available 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
Really? Even on holidays?
Even on holidays.
What's the jingle again?
Dry out systems keeps you dry. 3320335.
From the KBYR Weather Center, this is your Anchorage weather with meteorologist Kevin Williams.
Periods of rain this morning, remaining mostly cloudy right through the day. Still a chance of a shower or two this afternoon. The high is about 55, then mostly cloudy tonight. Lows near 44. Becoming partly sunny tomorrow, but a shower or two could still occur. High temperature about 57. Mostly sunny skies to finish the week on Friday and warming up to about 62 degrees. From the AM700 KBYR Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Ken McKinley.
Michael Dukes until 9, and then it's Dana until noon. Start your day off in style here on KBYR. It's time for Tech Talk on the Michael Dukes Show with lifestyle and technology expert Dr. Tracey Wilen.
Dr. Tracey Wilen is a prominent thought leader. She's a scholar, held leadership positions at Apple, HP, Cisco, and more. She's authored 11 books and appears frequently on CNN, Fox, CBS, and many other news outlets. She's here today to talk with us about technology and careers, and specifically about that summer job. I mean, if you're looking for a new one, or you got somebody out there that may be looking for a new summer job, and as I just mentioned earlier, 15, with more summer jobs available than in the past 15 years, more jobs as a whole. Summer jobs are looking pretty good. Dr. Tracey Wilen joins us to tell us how to make technology work for us in this regard. Good morning, Doctor.
Oh, good morning, Michael.
Hey, thanks for coming on and joining us. So we're looking for a summer job. What are we looking for? What's in demand? What's happening out there?
Well, Michael, I wanted to talk about a new trend so that your listeners know that there's even more ways to get a job, and that is that you can use crowdsourcing. And simply put, it's about engaging people using the internet, but now you can find on-demand jobs using smartphone apps.
Really? So, I mean, I've heard of crowdsourcing. I've heard it in passing, but maybe I'm just not familiar with what all the details are about. How does that work?
So, a lot of companies have used it. A lot of people have used it primarily to crowd fund, right? You have a project, or
right,
and you reach out to the
Kickstarter or whatever like that, right? Indiegogo, right? Or something, right?
And then organizations have used it to seek wisdom, right? If they have a hard problem, they might actually throw a contest and reach out to the wisdom of crowds to solve it for a price. Apple has been doing that for years, paying developers, crowdsourcing developers to help them with applications. But now we can use these apps to actually connect supply and demand, jobs, and people in a local area. The one that we've always talked about is the Uber, right? People who have cars can offer rides and get money for it, and there's people who need rides. So there's this whole Uberization of jobs now. And I can just list a few for you that people might be interested in.
Sure. Let's talk a little bit about it.
Well, I think the one that a lot of colleagues of mine use and have been experimenting with is gig walk, and it's quite interesting. Large retailers, such as a Walmart, a BMW, or a 7-Eleven, might be opening up a store or a new supercenter, let's say in Alaska. Instead of flying someone in from Arkansas or from Germany to monitor the store opening, make sure the products are okay, watch people's shopping patterns, they can actually use gig walk to hire local people in Anchorage, for example, to go in, use their phones, and take photographs and videos, and then send them in. And they actually pay them to do this. It's like having feet on the ground in a local area, and it really helps contribute to the local economy. When you think about it, you can actually offer more jobs for people locally.
Right. Well, and that's the big thing. I mean, retailers are constantly monitoring each other. Usually you got to have a full-time employee to do that or fly them around or whatever, and this lets folks in the local area take care of it.
And that's right. And so this whole area is blossoming. I mean, I was actually trying to find an aggregator. You know how Indeed aggregates job boards.
Right.
And it's so new that people are just pushing out the opportunity. So you could be a musician and find music gigs. You could be a translator and go to Unbabel and find translation jobs. You could be a tailor and go to tailor.com. And basically they post the jobs, and you can either get paid by the hour or by the task or receive points and actually cash in. And it just requires that you have a smart device and you know how to use it. And most people would prefer that you have like a PayPal or some sort of online account so that you can get paid.
Right, right. This sounds like a great, now is it an app or do you just go to the website?
You could do either. I mean, most people today are very comfortable with downloading apps onto their phones. And so, most people are starting to be, the mobile generation is using apps. But you can go to a website and also see what tasks, projects, activities are out there that match your interests. Some of the other ones I came across is Instacart. So, if, grocery shopping on demand. Alfred.com, butler on demand. Handy.com is cleaning on demand. And that one was interesting because it could be consumer cleaning, I need my house cleaned, or it could be professional. Hey, look, I had a major fire and a flood in my building and I need to get it cleaned today.
Right.
So you can reach out on the app and say, I need people here today to help me clean this, this fire or this flood, and you get paid for it.
Right. Well, and so how do people get paid? And then there's different pricing structures and things like that, like surge pricing?
Right. So, transportation is blossoming. Not only is it, the cars with Uber, but also truck drivers and delivery, because since everyone's buying online, and particularly around the holiday season, there's, increase of shopping, and you need people to deliver it. And so you have on-demand transportation now, filling that, supplying to fill the demand for that.
Right.
So surge pricing is all about when you have so much demand, you need more drivers. And so what do? You offer them more money. And the consumer has to decide during rush hour, for example, or a snowstorm, for example, if they want to pay that extra money to take the ride or if they want to go back and take public transportation or an alternative. So a lot of drivers can really pick up on making more money if they take advantage of some of the surge pricing in consumer and trucking driving.
We're talking with Dr. Tracey Wilen, our tech expert, about technology and careers, summer jobs specifically, and new things like crowdsourcing and some of the other things that could be done. Do a lot of people, utilize this stuff? Are they like doing 2 or 3 things, working part-time or combining jobs? What are they doing?
Yes, and I think this is really where our millennial generation is changing the landscape of work. That 40-hour work week, going to an office 9 to 5, is really, moving into a thing of the past. And today, according to freelancer.com, over 53 million Americans are freelancing. That's about 34% of the U.S. People in the media understand it. People in entertainment understand this concept very well, that you have more projects. And you choose the projects and you choose, and vie for different opportunities, but it isn't going into that office necessarily anymore from 9 to 5.
Right. Well, and that I think that's attracted to even those of us who are kind of that bridge generation where I've done some freelance and I've worked a 9 to 5 and I've spent time in a cubicle, and I'll tell you, I'd much rather do the freelance and have some flexibility and do that, and that's really attracted to even those of us that aren't millennials.
Yes, and it'd be interesting how many women I have met, parents, mothers, fathers, who really use this type of model to supplement raising their kids. It's much more flexible. You can spend time with your kids and you can work and make money, and it's more on your terms rather than on the terms of a corporation.
Right.
It means that you have to be a little more entrepreneurial, but because we have technology, we have so much more access to some of these applications or websites than before.
Now, how are some of the firms handling this? I mean, are they hiring part-time? Are they able to deal with this kind of flexibility? Are they catering to that?
You know, a lot of firms, if you think about it, have these short-term projects. And it's very challenging if you have to hire someone full-time for a short-term project, because then you have to figure out what to do with that person, and can that person move into a different role, or does that person get transitioned out if they can't transition into a new role. So firms are really embracing these, part-time work for different opportunities, everything from technical jobs to marketing jobs to sales jobs. It's really across vertical and across functional areas, and it really opens up the opportunities not only in the at the firm, but also you can expand into local areas that you couldn't tap into before.
Well, and I think, again, this gives us a lot of flexibility, and the technology is amazing. I mean, that's really what it comes back to, is that we 5 years ago, we wouldn't be talking about crowdsourcing or any of these other things, or now the ability to telecommute or do these things with the smartphones and the smart apps. This is really some amazing stuff, and it's just going to continue to change and evolve as we move forward.
It is, and I think what I like about this crowdsourcing of jobs, matching, the supply and demand of jobs at the local level, is it creates more positions locally, and that can be important, especially if you're transitioning through downturns. I live in Silicon Valley, and I know what it's like to be in a downturn when tech firms aren't doing well. Other people are, related to that, saying I'm in the energy or oil industry and we've had a downturn.
Right.
So it's nice to know you can find other jobs in your local area if you know how to tap into some of these new channels.
We're down to the last 30 seconds or so here, Doctor. Some of the services, you have a list of some of the services that folks can check out?
I do. I have it on my website, which is TraceyWilen.com, and I've listed as many sites as I can find, and every day I hear about more. I'm expecting that someday there'll be an aggregator so we can do one-stop shop for crowdsourced jobs.
Yeah, absolutely. Dr. Tracey Wilen, we got links up to the website. Appreciate you joining us, Doctor. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you again here in a couple weeks, keeping us on track here for our careers in technology.
Thank you very much.
We got